Hello. This is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studios, and this is Making Comics and Art, episode 109. And with me today is Alison McGlone. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. AKA Alikat.
That's me.
And you're a streamer, and I have your Twitch link below. And we already have people showing up. Well, Nefarious was here earlier, but he wanted to drop us a note. I remember Alikat's work from Discord. It's good stuff.
I would appreciate that. If he was here, I'd tell it to him. But I think it's him. I don't know. I'm assuming. I probably shouldn't.
Well, he might be doing a show right now, but who knows? But we have Ictus. What is up, Total Excellence?
Yep.
And we have Doris Jones, Labors of Love. Hey now.
Hey.
So tell everybody. I guess we'll start with what's on the screen. What are you working on here?
I'm working on a pinup of my character Rowan and my friend Ian's character Helena from his comic Acts of Helena. And of course it's AXE. And my character is from Broken Shackles, which is my comic that I'm working on. And I'm basically doing a pinup for him with our two characters because they're both sword and sorcery characters. His is a bit more Red Sonja-like, where mine is more magical girl with sword. I don't really know how to put it that
way. both within the fantasy realm,
Yeah, I mean, it is sort. I often refer to my my comic world that I have, my fantasy series, as Conan meets X-Men. So,
cool.
I'm working on that, and I'm just doing the basically doing my shading and coloring. I color a lot by gradient maps, so.
Cool.
So that's what I'm doing here.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, notice you have an issue up on Gumroad.
Yep, that's actually in this universe. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Of your book, and
that is the manifest.
So you want
to? She is part of the manifested universe.
Cool.
And basically, the manifested book I don't do all the time. It's one that I do kind of in between. She's more of the character that I work with, so she means more to me. So.
Cool. I'm getting messages, so
I heard.
Make sure it's nothing urgent. Okay.
Get rid of that crazy guy.
It's just hitting me up for work. Juggling too much. You know how it gets.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Well.
But I mean, today, back working on my own project, Retro, making progress. Page 19 of 28.
That's very good.
Yeah, I got like a couple of pages where it is like a little bit left on each page, but I'll jam through them and start posting pages up on Facebook and Instagram. Keep everybody up to date. I mean, I'm doing that for this issue. I probably won't do that for future issues. But I'm so behind. Like, I did an initial crowdfunder for Retro for initial funding, just so I can get more time in my schedule to work on it and stuff. And lots of things happened. It should have been out already, but regardless, progress is still being made, and
Oh yeah, I know that feeling. I know that feeling well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of us independent people run into that, but hopefully I can avoid that in the future, and I won't be like showing everything off online. I'd rather just like finish a book and then post about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Oh, we got friends in the whole comics with the "What's up?" Well, how's it going? We're doing good. I'm doing good. I'm assuming Peter's doing good, but I don't know.
It's okay. It's Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie.
I don't
Welcome,
like
welcome. Yeah, so I think I'll tackle some hair. Boom, boom, boom. So, how'd you get into art? How'd you get into comics? What was like your beginning? Did you always draw?
I've always been an artist. I was the weird kid at home where my twin and my little sister would play with toys and all that, and I would paint. Or I would draw. I would do. I just didn't like toys. So I didn't really care. I had a few stuffed animals I liked, and that was about it. But yeah, and I always used to love like the daily comic strips, and I would try to copy them, especially Garfield for a while because I loved Jim Davis's artwork. And then I found Calvin
Right.
and Hobbes came out, and yeah, that changed me. uh, I also had fondness for reading comic books, which drove my mother nuts. Uh, yeah, so I did that, and I really got interested in drawing comics in like right around 1990, I think. It was right around there. Basically, it was Spider-Man issue 1 by Todd McFarlane, and I
Right.
became addicted to his artwork. And I went out and I got like everything he ever did from that point, which wasn't that hard to do. And yeah, I started studying other artists and kind of developing a style. And then I saw Akira, and nothing was the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I was around much earlier than that, but I remember when like Spider-Man #1 that Todd McFarlane did came out. I especially remember Akira when that came out. Um, Not sure. I think the Marvel was doing this sort of digital colored editions. I believe that was before I saw the movie, probably.
That might be right.
So I was
I know it was around
yeah,
the time of Lone Wolf and Cub. So
yeah.
yeah, they had it
I
with the
really
Epic.
loved those. Right.
Yeah, so no, I did that stuff, and I saw Akira in the theater. Like it was at this the Wang Theater up in Boston, Boston, Massachusetts, where I'm from, and it was like unbelievable to see because I'd never seen a cartoon like that before. I mean, I always used to hope to see like the latest re-release of Cinderella or Snow White and whatever else, and then I saw this and I was like, wow. And then my love of anime began. Then I found manga. I've never looked back. So, Hmm.
Yeah, I know. Back in the back in the '90s, there was at least one that I knew of, maybe one or two others, like actual Japanese comic book stores, where it was just all manga and manga related merchandising.
Yeah, we had a bookshop. We had a bookstore like that in Cambridge for the longest time. It's called Kiyokiniya Books. There's still one in New York, I believe. I mean, I don't know what after the pandemic or whatnot, but generally speaking, I believe it's still there. Um, I could look it up, but I'm lazy. Um, they had a lot of this, Japanese books in general, and they had manga. Then they had a bottom floor, like their basement. It was just filled with manga.
Yeah.
Hmm. I remember going in there and getting so much manga. Ugh. And I couldn't read any of it. Oh,
So no English adaptions. It was just pure
yeah, because the original
Japanese.
Japanese mangas. I even have some of the like the phone book size like weeklies. That I just thought were kind of cool.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, I got one of those as a gift. One. It's like the art's gorgeous. I can't read it.
well, it got me learning Japanese a little bit, and yeah, I don't remember any of it now. But there's so much manga I can get. Just you don't use it, you lose it. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Yeah, that and Super Nintendo video games. I mean, I like the Nintendo. I had a Nintendo, but Super Nintendo had like the coolest RPGs. So
You were into those.
yeah, I loved Final Fantasy. Well, over here when it was released, it was called 3. It was really 6.
I got into Final Fantasy. I guess the most popular one was that 7.
7's the one that everybody knows because of the PlayStation. So yeah, I'd probably call that the most
Yeah.
popular. Generally, the serious hardcore fans usually point to 6 as the best. I also have a real soft spot in my heart for 4, which is 2 when it came out over here. They just released the first Nintendo one, and then they skipped up to 4.
Uh,
They didn't want to confuse everybody, so 4 was 2. Then they missed 5, and they went to 6.
I'm so confused.
Yep, that's why I kind of found that out when Final Fantasy VII came out because I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to the other 3? And then I found out what was
Right.
going on.
Yeah. That was fun. Fun. Like, at least 7. I assume they're all somewhat similar.
Anyway, yeah, they generally have a similar kind of premise to a lot of them. Um, yeah, but they're fun games. I haven't played the latest one of 15. I just wasn't that interested in it. But
Yeah. There are fans out there, but I mean, I was more a gamer back then than now.
I play more Dungeons and Dragons than I do video games. So
Mhm. You do that with groups of friends, or how you play?
groups of friends, we get around and we were doing things like across Zoom and stuff like that during the pandemic and things. But I've had a group that I've played with for like over 20 years.
Wow.
Yep. Was it so my oldest friends, their kid is going into their second year of college now. And I remember holding them when they were a baby.
Aww.
So, yeah, my other friends, their oldest is in high school, and their youngest is in, I think she's in middle school. I'm not positive. I have a hard time keeping track of their ages at this point.
I understand.
Yeah, their oldest, I believe, is 16. So, and my other friends just have the one kid, so that one's easy.
Yep. Yeah, I was into like board games, the most popular, which was like Monopoly. I think I had some friends that were into D&D and stuff, but sort of just wasn't really my immediate circle. But I know a lot of my friends now who were into that, playing that.
Well, I can definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I thought it was interesting because I read a lot of well, I don't know, regular books. So like during the pandemic, I like read over 100 books. So
Wow.
um, and I've always loved fantasy books. So D&D and stuff like that. I got into because it was just like playing the fantasy novels I like. Hmm. I actually think you liked my post where I was chronicling them for a bit of the different books I'd read on Twitter. So yeah, I think there was like 70 books on that list alone. I stopped keeping track.
Yeah. Man, I used to be able to read a lot, but I'm originally from New York, and I live, Brooklyn specifically, and I worked in Manhattan before I started in comics. Um, I used to read on the train, and I'm out in Kentucky now, and I just don't have that same kind of thing.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're in Kentucky.
Well, I like it. I like
As
it.
long as you like it, I guess that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, me liking it is probably the most important thing, but
In this case, I would say so. I've lived in many different states. I always end up back in Massachusetts. So I lived in Maryland. I lived in Rhode Island. Almost moved out to California. That would have been fun though. Well, I would have definitely been
Yeah.
something.
I've been to Boston once in my life. Well, no, actually twice, because I went once, sort of a mini vacation with an ex-girlfriend, and then I went once to visit my oldest friend when he got married, and he got married near his home. Lives outside of Boston, so it was really, really nice.
Yeah, I definitely like Boston. I mean, I grew up here, so went to school in Cambridge.
Is there a lot of comic people out in Boston?
Yep, there are. We're a really big, disorganized group. I mean, there's the Boston Comics Roundtable, though, so I guess that's a way we kind of communicate. My friend Ian, he lives around here. I mean, he used to live in Boston for a while. Now he lives in like Fall River, I think, which is not Boston.
Mhm.
It's it's close to Rhode Island. But yeah. So he lives down there, I believe. He works on the Tick.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And his comic Helena. He's actually going to be out, I think, at a con this weekend or next weekend in Ohio.
Is it Mid Ohio or something else?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
Oh, if you hear emergency vehicles that cross my speakers, I apologize. I live
Right.
next to a hospital.
Yeah. No worries.
I don't generally lose power, though.
That's good.
That is my other curse. Ever since I started getting my own apartments in places, I've always lived near a hospital, it seems. Or people with motorcycles.
Uh,
Well, at least it's not the is it late at night sometimes. I'm a bit of a night owl. I hear a um ice cream truck at like 3 in the morning playing its tune. I don't
really?
think he's selling ice cream. Just saying.
Selling some other specials.
Yeah, it's definitely creepy.
I imagine it would be. Um, Actually, now that you mention it, I don't think I've heard a ice cream truck yet, even though the weather has been already warm. Um, yeah, it's usually the time when they first start showing up.
Well, that one I just talked to you about, I hear it year round. So
Yeah, I'm talking about an actual ice cream truck.
mhm. I was over at Mother's Day like a week ago or so. There was an ice cream truck there. I heard that we saw. So that was at normal times.
Hopefully, it's not like ice cream truck from
Spawn.
Spawn.
Yeah. I remember reading that when it came out, and I was just like, "Whoa, that was that was quite the issue."
Mm, yep.
Oh, let's see.
So I don't know if you know of. There's a new crowdfunding site called Zoop.
Zip. I want to say I saw
You
something on
know,
Facebook for it, but I don't know for sure.
maybe it's the new up and coming one, and it seems to have, it's like catered to names in the industry, or maybe it's people with money in their pocket already. So no, it's no like just anybody going there and starting a campaign. It's I think there's more to it over there than like on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Um, but it seems to have some, interesting projects. I saw Rick Leonardi, who I'm a big fan of.
Oh, those are great.
Um, yeah, and he's got a graphic novel. So I'm like, well, if I was to pick up one of them, I would probably pick that up. Um, it was like $40, so I'll wait till I have cash in the bank. But
Well, that makes sense.
yeah, um, but you know, it looks interesting. It's like I'm all about crowdfunders or however independent publishers can get their work out there. Um, like I mentioned earlier, like you're using Gumroad.
Hmm.
I actually have a project that I'm going to release on Gumroad myself. Um, it's something I'm co-writing with somebody else, and I just wanted a different place to put a different project.
Yeah,
you know,
no, I
I,
agree.
I mean, I kind of specifically made it in mind to be on Gumroad because I always like Gumroad, but I'm traditional and I don't necessarily have digital product. Um, but I was like, let me try, like this sort of cater to that and see what develops.
Hmm. Well, that sounds cool.
You know, how's your experience with it been so far?
Well, I made like $100, so I'm not complaining.
Mm.
I mean, my whole way of looking, I just do comics because I like it. I don't really have any other reason to do them. I don't have the energy to do a monthly book, so that will never happen. Um, Due to my multiple sclerosis,
Right.
so that's just too hard for me. But I love drawing. I love making comics, so I create. It makes me happy.
Well, I mean, most people couldn't handle a monthly book. It's like at Marvel and DC, they have teams. They have not individuals doing them. So it's a lot of work. Let me tell you, just inking a monthly is a kind of hell.
Oh yeah,
That regardless of how much you love what you're doing, it's like if you're finishing a book one day and starting the next issue the day after, it's kind of like
yeah,
it can get it really hard on you. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And I wanted a pencil, which is probably its own fresh hell. So, but now I just do everything on my own, and oops, screwed that up. Not a big deal. And yeah, so but yeah, no, I don't have the energy to do a monthly, which I'd love to say I did, but I don't. I mean, well, like when I had a day job, since MS stole my ability to do it, I used to work in TV, so deadlines I know how they work.
what'd you do in TV?
I actually kept TV stations on the air. That is literally my job is to make sure that they don't go down.
So would that be like you're an engineer or
Yeah,
I don't know?
basically,
Yeah,
digital engineering specialist, I believe, is my title.
yeah,
And I worked for WGBH, which is the local PBS station around here.
cool.
Hmm. Yep, I loved it. It was literally the greatest job I ever had in my life. I worked for
Was
Verizon
was
for years after that, so
was it a madhouse or?
it could be. Um, it's like anything else. It had its days. So,
Right. I never worked in a TV station. I did do a radio show with a bunch of friends of mine out in Long Island when I was still living in New York. that was the experience. But like when we went there, it's like maybe one or two people were there. It wasn't really a total radio experience, other than it was a radio station.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I can definitely respect that. It's basically what I'm doing here is just softening the lines that the shading that I did, so it blends a bit better.
Right.
Interesting. If everyone's interested. Oh. Oh. Not sure how many watchers we have.
It doesn't look like many right now, but people check out the show afterwards, or everybody has a different schedule.
Oh yeah.
And my problem is, like, I really don't have a specific time. I do these all the time. It's completely random based on my schedule and other people's schedules that I have on and all that.
Well, in most situations, I'm pretty much always available. So.
But yeah, it's been a little while since I did an evening show, I guess. But yeah, over the next couple days, week, whatever, people will be checking out.
Mm-hmm. No worries. It's one of the things I like about streaming on that thing I do, Twitch. Yeah, that's it. That you have the almost immediate interaction with people, so it's fun.
Yeah. Have you been on there long?
I did a lot of stuff last year with it. I actually hit almost every goal that I needed to hit last year. But
Right.
I had a burnout phase because of my MS, and I had to drop it. And I finally am getting back to it. And I completed the hardest part, which was the getting the 50 followers. And now the next thing to do is I just got to get the hours back to stream, and I'll hit their affiliate status, which shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't.
Right.
We will see. My body often
Yeah. Yeah, I've streamed a bunch of times on Twitch, but I never really gave it a shot, or haven't as of yet. It's like YouTube is my number one, and that I just go there and do different stuff, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Everybody to reach their own.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's a big deal about one platform over the other. The reason I got into Twitch is because I used to follow a lot of streamers there, and
Yeah.
I became friends with a bunch of them. So
Yeah, I know a few people there. It's different than YouTube. It's I wouldn't say it's completely different, but
it has differences.
yeah.
That's definitely true. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been watching people stream since there was streaming.
Same for the most part.
they besides YouTube, they used to be, I don't know, live something live.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but I know the one you're talking about.
Periscope was that one for some people. And Twitch was originally something else previous.
It was like all video games.
Oh, okay.
And then people started doing other things on it, and it expanded. But it was originally just video game people.
But I'm saying, like, even before it was called Twitch, it was it was another streaming site
Oh yeah, yeah,
before.
it was. That's right. Okay,
Yeah,
forgot the name of it. But
before
yeah, no.
before it got totally revamped.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, used to be a lot of different ones, and none as successful as Twitch, of course.
Yeah.
And that alone is like, going to a site that's popular is attractive.
I completely agree. So the reason that I went with it was mainly because of I had friends and well, Jim Lee started doing it, and I was like, well, if he can do it, I can do it. So because that's how that works, right?
Yeah, yeah, totally.
It was on one of
Um,
his early streams where he I was in the chat room, and I'm one of the people he drew into the background of Action Comics 1000. So
cool.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I've watched him a bunch of times on there.
Yeah, he is crazy good.
Yep, I have always been a fan.
I have two.
I wish he did monthly books, but
Yeah, he makes
rather
books
than
like
anything else, yeah,
I think like owning Wildstorm really well kind of the money really was good then.
yeah. But it's like my thought is if you put out an amazing book on a regular basis that's has a tight schedule and keeps to the schedule and quality of the book and so on, it will bring in good money today.
Oh yeah,
Like I
I
know
know.
things don't sell as much as well as back then. Nothing does, but
No, the '90s were a special time.
yeah.
Oh really? Is that what you have to say? Hmm?
Aw,
Well, this will be a little more.
kitty. I
Oh,
see kitty.
turn that way. There we go. The real star of the show, my cat. He wants to go away. Oops.
It's pretty.
Yep, he's one of the two. The other one's sitting on my chest.
Oh,
Hmm. Yeah,
nice.
he doesn't like it when mommy draws, do you? No, because I'm not painting. No, that's my hair. We have had this discussion. He
Yeah.
doesn't.
Anybody who watches my channel knows I have my own small tribe.
Hmm. I have him, and I have his older brother, which is named Hobbs.
Nice.
This one wasn't supposed to be mine. It's supposed to be my best friend's, but her dad freaked out,
No.
so I ended up with the second cat.
Uh,
Not that big of a
so
deal.
it
I like
happens.
cats. Yep, I like cats. It's okay.
I expected as much
Yep,
since
I'd love to have a dog, but I can't take care of it, so
uh,
yeah, don't have the energy.
mm,
You'll
there
hear
are a
me
lot
say
more to
that.
handle.
Yeah, they're just too. I can't. I don't really walk well, so I can't like take it out for walks. And I live in a fairly small apartment in an urban environment, so it's not like I have a backyard, fenced-in backyard. I can just let it run around in.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know. I know how you feel. I want a dog too.
Aw.
He's a good boy. Scared the crap out of me a couple of weeks ago. Had to take him to the vet.
Oh no.
Room visit. Thankfully, he was okay, but he really scared me.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, he's not that old either. He's 5, maybe 6, something like that. So,
Yeah, it's young.
yeah, my other one's in
It's
my one's like 10, so we're around there.
yeah, yeah.
And you would still think he's a kitten with the way he moves around.
Yeah. Well, it's like I had 3 here until recently. I had 2 new additions, but I found one a new home because it was a female cat and she was pregnant, and I can't deal with that.
Don't want to deal with
Um,
kittens.
but not a mama having kittens. No, it's like I don't need the extra work in my life.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't blame you on that one.
yeah, but the other one is a kitten, so I do have a kitten. Um, she's not baby, but pretty close, and she's just hysterical.
You are literally destruction on wheels, aren't you? He just like wagged his tail and knocked a box of tissues onto the floor.
uh,
Hmm. His brother is now looking around to see what happened. He's like, "What was that? Something fell."
is it a toy?
Basically, that might be a bit better for me. I can see. What was I gonna do? Oh yes, I wanted to find where that was. Pretty sure it's on this. Yep, I was right. Hmm. I build like all of my art as silhouettes, and then I detail them from there. So, um, so yeah. Sometimes
It's
I make a little bit too much of a mess. Yep, that's right. You're absolutely right. I do. I think you might be complaining about he wants to be fed, but I just fed him once. It's finally. You don't want to do that?
they always want to be fed.
You good? I was thought he was getting fat. Turns out he wasn't. All the good things about going to the vet. How's his weight? I'm like, oh, he's fine. I'm like, okay then.
Yeah, I think my well, it's my biggest one. He's not the oldest, but he always wants wet food. It's like I have dry food out all the time,
Same.
but um,
I have the same
they're pretty
problem.
much indoor outdoor cats because I have like a big front lawn where I'm living, so
Mm-hmm.
I let them out. Um, and he would come in and meow really loud,
Like this one.
like that one.
Yeah.
It's like, where's my
Yeah.
food? Where's
You have
dinner?
an audience. Oh, now you're moving for the keyboard. Yeah, I know where this is headed. Oh, hang on one second.
Sure.
You're not gonna really. Oh, gotcha. You're mine. You're mine. There's nothing you can do about it. I have you.
Yaw. I just want rubbings, Mama.
Yeah, probably. Yes, I know that's fine. Really? Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna feed him real quick because it is about dinner time for him.
Okay. So, hey, everybody in the chat. If you want to say hi, ask a question, tell us what you're up to. plug something you're working on, by all means, feel free to. Nefarious is part of Global Frequency Studios. Check them out. Check them out on YouTube. Ictus, same thing. I'm just talking to the audience.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ictus is on YouTube. Yep. And Crimson Owl Comics is on YouTube. Doris Jones is new to me. I guess it's a friend of yours.
I think I know her. I'm horrible with names, though. So if you're watching this and I don't remember, it's not because I'm just bad with names and stuff. It's another thing that's the joys of MS is my memory has these weird holes.
But we welcome you.
I literally have to write everything down. But the good news is I never have to do jury duty.
It's always a silver lining.
I also get the best parking spots.
The best what?
Parking spots.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, there's occasionally a few good things, but for the most part, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Figure as long as I can make light of it, it's all good. Yeah, I hang out on whatchamacallit. I used to hang out a lot on Jimmy Reyes' streams. I haven't been on them for a while though.
Right. You've been on that before though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot last year I was on them with a lot of other people. Like before, like it was before he started doing Page One,
Right.
which is a comic thing. I met David Finch through him, so that was cool.
Yep.
And I've been on streams with David Finch. I've been on a few streams with David Finch.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
I met him at some convention. I met him. Just sit high and chatted a little bit. He's very friendly.
Yeah, he is. He's super nice. His wife is incredibly nice too. Oh. I like it when she gives me a hard time.
I love that, like David Finch we got on YouTube, and another favorite of mine is Richard Friend is on YouTube and
does, he's
an excellent,
he's got
has an excellent show. Yeah.
Yeah, I check out a lot of his stuff. And the guy who colors a lot of Sean Gordon Murphy's stuff, he's on YouTube. He hasn't posted for a bit. And then you have like colors with Kurt, and you also have Robert Missoula. So there's good people on YouTube.
Yeah. I just saw. Oh, it reminds me. I just saw. I guess I saw it yesterday. I was like, "Where's Jason Brubaker? I haven't seen him lately." And he did a post I guess it was only a couple days ago or something, where he's sort of taking the year off and he's just doing Patreon stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I've been on a
um,
few streams with him too.
yeah, he's a great guy, a great creator, and artist, writer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he said something, he hinted something about his life was turned upside down. It doesn't take us much, as comic creators, much to have our lives completely changed.
That is true.
But unfortunately, uh, it's like it's work. It's a lot of work, and I know I struggle like between schedule and just the amount of work I'm producing has everything to do with the money I'm pulling in, and the money isn't as good as it used to be. Like you were saying,
Yeah, back in the
Um,
90s.
but I have a couple of new gigs coming my way, and that will definitely improve my circumstances and my ability to keep on top of certain schedules.
That is
Um,
good.
yeah. So hopefully, you know, next batch of months will go really well, and then I can start making some real money again, maybe.
Well, I hope the best for you.
Thanks.
I mean, I
You
supplement
know,
my income with a lot of commissions, so
yeah.
I actually got a few I have to work on, but I want to get this done first and then get back to those.
Well, one of the things I'm going to do is start just not commissions, but just do more drawings and like specific to fan art stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Be- I have a art rep
Mm-hmm.
now,
Oh, that's cool.
and he, essentially says like, it could be gorgeous pages of inks I did, and but like if I'm not working on a popular book, then nobody cares about gorgeous art. Um,
That's
so I
cool.
figured I'll just start churning out some Marvel DC characters or whatever
Mm.
popular characters, um, and see how that goes with him and all that.
Well, that makes sense. Um, like, what was it? I've loosely been working on like a Star Wars um, fan fiction thing that I've been drawing, so that could be fun to do. Like sell some stuff from that as like fan art. But,
Yeah.
um, I was debating on giving it away for free, so because I know that traditionally George Lucas didn't care about the fan community. He was just like, yeah, do your own thing, just don't sell it.
Right.
Disney so far seems to be okay with that. I got a friend who does a webtoon that's literally a Star Wars comic.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's. I guess that's permission. Like if you're doing a Star Wars comic and it's on Webtoons, I guess that's like
Yeah,
they
it's
wouldn't notice that.
might not have. I mean, depends on how much the mouse is paying attention. I both love coloring and I hate it simultaneously.
Yeah. Well, once I'm done the inking on this, I'm gonna venture into coloring, which have a little experience with digital coloring, but I am going to get somebody to flat. That will save me a lot.
Yes, my flats are easy. I do them in gray silhouettes. And then I build everything. Then I do gradient maps over everything. Oh, I refer to it as cheating. I mean, I have a flats folder. I didn't put anything in it yet, though. So I was debating on doing like traditional flats on this, and then I came to my senses. I haven't textured this yet. I could do that after the fact. Getting ahead of myself. Also, one of the things I like about working with gradient maps is I can oh, actually that worked. I can change the color at any time. If I don't like the color, I can just go in and adjust it.
Right. Yeah, I definitely plan, like, when I start coloring, I want to try different options and colors, and I'm doing it old school, so it would be colored like an '80s comic book.
So you're going to use the inks to do it that they used to use?
I'm gonna use the inks.
There was a type of ink that they used to basically paint with.
Oh, no, I'm
Uh,
saying like in just simplistic, straightforward. Like
oh, I
you
see what you're
know,
saying.
Spider-Man is red and blue, and Hulk is green and purple, and like just
Oh, that makes sense.
the yeah, I'll do like where there'll be shadows, it'll be darker color, where there be light, might be highlight, or just a lighter color, like, but nothing like no molding with computer coloring and all special effects and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be more straightforward than your average comic today.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. At least initially, I have a learning curve, and if I love it, then I'll stick with it. If I think it could be better, then I'll improve upon it. But
Makes perfect
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
I mean, why continue to do something if you're not having fun with it? So,
yeah. um, and I tried to get a colorist. Had one guy, didn't work out. He coded like four page, 4 pages in 3 months. I was like, that's not gonna work for me.
no, that's not going to work for anybody.
No,
What are you doing?
and yet he's
Mhm.
he's he's coloring so many books right now. It's like, well, you just screwed me, I guess. And for everybody else, you turn in the work.
Mm. That's not fun. That sucks.
Yeah, but live and learn.
Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, that might actually be on her slot.
There's a learning curve to all this.
Oh god, yeah. There's no doubt about that.
So usually I go about an hour, give or take.
Awesome.
Um, if there's anything we haven't talked about, they want to let people know or people check out.
Also, my big thing is check out my Twitch channel. I try to stream 3 times a week, being Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I do have Sundays on my schedule. They're more of the occasional Sundays, best way to call it though. They're not a full day. So yeah, that's basically me, and I'm Alikat. Alikat_comics on Twitch. It's pretty much me on most things. My YouTube channel is just Alison McGlone, but hey, everything has to be different.
Yeah.
I want to archive my streams up on that. So, but yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Oh, you want people to go check out your comic on Gumroad?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is me just forgetting everything that I should know. But yes, feel free to check out The Manifested on Gumroad. It is the same comic that this character. This character appears in her own book called Broken Shackles, which I'm still working on. But The Manifested is the same universe, and it has a lot of the same. There'll be overlap. There'll be lots of overlap. So, as things progress,
Cool.
and I'm an artist of slowly but surely I get things done.
Well, most of us. That's But yeah, this was fun. I'm glad you're able to come on and talk about your work and
I'd like to
chat
show
about
off
art a little bit.
I'd like to show off one thing, if possible.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Just gonna pop this over here. And this is the intro that I recently made for my channel. But yeah. That's my intro.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's very cool.
So
Yeah.
I'm launching all my streams with that.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Yeah, to go check her out on Twitch. Follow her page, and then watch her live when she's live. And you can also subscribe to her YouTube and go check out her Gumroad as well. Pick up her book, give it a read, share it with friends, all that jazz.
It's only $5.
And it's only $5. There you go. Thanks everybody for watching. Give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, become a patron and support the studio and the channel and all that. I'll be here again probably in 2 days, and probably back with another guest because I got a whole lineup.
Lineups are good.
Woo!
Well, it was great talking with you, Peter.
Yeah, great talking to you.
I think that's a fire truck. Yep, that's a fire truck.
Yep.
I literally know what all the different sirens sound like.
And great meeting your kitty out there.
Yep, little Rocket. And his brother is licking himself in my bed now. All right, then.
All right. Take care, everybody. Till next time.